गोपीजनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारि यमुनातीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा कलि पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। ओम अज्ञातिवृन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from 7th canto, chapter 2, verse number 13. Chapter entitled as Can, Canto 7, The Signs of God, and chapter entitled as Hiranyakashipu, the King of Demons. इति ते भरतिर्निर्देशम् आदाय शीर्षादृता तथा प्रजानां कदनं विदधो कदनं प्रिया. Word to word translation. Iti, thus, they, bhartir, of the master, nirdesham, the direction, adaya, receiving, shirsa, with their heads, adarta, respecting, tatha, so also, prajanam, of all the citizens, kadanam, persecution, Vidadho executed. Kadana Priya, who are expert in persecuting others. Translation in purport by His Divine A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Thus, the demons, being fond of disastrous activities, took Hiranyakashipu's instructions on their heads with great respect and offered him obeisances. According to his directions, that they engaged in envious activities directed against all living beings. Purport. The followers of the demonic principles, as described here, are thoroughly envious of general populace. In the present day, scientific advancement exemplifies such envy. The discovery of nuclear energy has been disastrous to people in general because demons all over the world are manufacturing nuclear weapons. The word Kadanapriya is very significant in this regard. The demonic persons who want to kill the Vedic culture are extremely envious of the feeble citizens and they act in such a way that ultimately their discoveries will be inauspicious for everyone. Jagato Ahita. The 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita fully explains how the demons engage in sinful activities for the destruction of the populace. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगण रघुनाथानुतं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So today we are reading 7th canto, chapter 2, verse number 13. Thus the demons, being fond of disastrous activities, took Hiranyakashipu's instructions on their heads with great respect and offered him obeisances. According to his directions, they engaged in envious activities directed against all living beings. So we are seeing here that after the killing of Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu is very much raged with anger and is totally willing to avenge his death, the death of his brother, and he want to kill Lord Vishnu and all those activities which are in support or you can say which are in conducive for the welfare of all the Vaishnavas. Those activities, all those activities which Vaishnavas do to please Lord Vishnu. Now he wants to stop all those activities. So, in order to fulfill that desire, he's ordering his subordinates, he's ordering his men to go and destroy everything. Destroy all those hermits, destroys all the sacrifices, destroy cows, pasturing grounds, and all those paraphernalia and all those places where worship of Lord Vishnu happens. So we can see the demonic mentality of Hiranyakashipu, the very thing, that very person on whom his total survival exists. Because Lord Vishnu is sitting in our heart, we are able to speak something. Because Lord Vishnu is sitting in our heart, we are able to think something, we are able to do something. Our existence without Lord Vishnu, we can't even imagine. It's nothing. Still, see the impudence of Hiranyakashipu that he wants to kill that this very same Lord on whom he's totally depending. And now, here, he employs the demons to destroy everything. And those demons are very fond of doing such disastrous activities. It's not that they are not willing to do that, or they are very, morose. Oh, we have to kill those innocent people. We have to destroy such an auspicious places. Not, no, not at all. They are very fond of doing these disastrous activities because that's their very nature. So they took Hiranyakashipu's instructions on their head. These things happen, when we get instructions that we very much like, we are ready to perform those instructions. Why? It's not that we are very much dedicated to master or dedicated to the person who is giving us those instructions which we like. No, yes, we respect him, but when instruction is very much favorable to us, instruction is that which we like to do very much, we totally take those instructions on our head. We respect those instructions. Wow, I will totally dedicate myself now to these instructions. Reason being, we are totally attached, or we are very fond of doing those activities which are instructed to us. It totally depends on three modes of material nature, in which mode do we fit in, and we like those instructions. Considering about these demons whom Hiranyakashipu ordered, they belongs to obviously mode of ignorance and passion, mostly ignorance. So on receiving such instructions, such disastrous and ghastly instructions, they were ready immediately. Yes, yes, sir, we will do this. And according to his directions, they engaged in envious activities directed against all living beings. And how was these instructions? What was these instructions? What was the nature of these instructions? Totally envious instructions. Because Hiranyakashipu was envious to Vishnu, obviously he will be envious to all the followers of Vishnu. Similarly, we, being living entities, we are sometimes, not sometimes, many times, most of the times in fact, we are envious of other living entities, other living beings. How we envious? If someone excels us, even by a little grade, we are envious of him or her. So why we are envious of some person? Because the real envy is towards Vishnu, towards the Lord. Because we envy Lord, therefore, in certain sections or in certain grade, we envy other living entities also. Because they are also part and parcel of Krishna. So it reflects there also. So this is what Hiranyakashipu represents, envy. His, and his envy is not of small scale, it's a gigantic scale, huge scale. So much that he is ready to kill and slaughter not only cows but also Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. So Srila Prabhupada writes here that the followers of demonic principles, as described here, are thoroughly envious of the general populace. In the present day, we can see that scientific advancement exemplifies such envy. The so-called scientific advancement which so-called scientists are doing nowadays, as you can say, modern science, what they are doing, it's totally pure, unadulterated envy. Means whatever advancement they are doing, whatever new researches they are doing, whatever new technologies they are making, where are they using it? They are using it just to gratify, just to fulfill their envious nature. As we can say, Srila Prabhupada writes, the discovery of nuclear energy has been disastrous to people in general because demons all over the world are manufacturing nuclear weapons. And we have witnessed that. We have read also that in history books that Hiroshima and Nagasaki, these two cities, the whole world witnessed that this nuclear, the disastrous nature of this nuclear weapon. And why was it shot? Envy. And now also a country, a nation is forced to, even if a nation says that he's a peaceful nation, he's a peaceful country, he has to keep that those nuclear weapons. Why? Because if he will not keep that weapon, the other countries they will dominate those countries. Why? Saying that we have the nuclear power, we can destroy your country at any time. And they're threatening each other. Just on the touch of a button, we can destroy a country. Why? Because we have this disastrous nuclear lethal weapon. So this is the nature. This is what we are surrounded with. So all those discoveries, even though all those technical advancements you have done in the form of nuclear weapon, where are we using it? We're using it to kill people out of envy, just because that person is not born in the same land where I was born. We are ready to take life. Envy, greed, lust, pride. Recent example we can see, as you must be aware that what news is in present times, how two nations are fighting, threatening with nuclear weapons to each other. This is happening. So you can see how Srila Prabhupada was a you know visionary person. He was knowing that such things will happen because the very polluted nature of the living being in this material, rotten material world. So the word Kadana Priya is very significant in this regard. The demonic persons who want to kill the Vedic culture are extremely envious of the feeble citizens and they act in such a way that ultimately their discoveries will be inauspicious for everyone. Jagato ahita. So these demons, what they want to do? Dominate. Whom? The feeble citizens, the poor citizens, just to establish their power. So the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita fully explains how the demons engage in sinful activities for the destruction of populace. In Bhagavad Gita, in 16th chapter, Shri Krishna, Lord Krishna, has described all those demonic qualities. How these demons engage in sinful activities. For what? For the destruction of the populace. The whole 16th chapter is describing the demonic qualities. दम्भो दर्पोऽभिमानश्च क्रोधपौरुषम् एव च अज्ञानं च अभिजातस्य पार्थसम्पदम् आसुरीम्. Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. These qualities belong to those of demonic nature, O son of Pritha. The royal road of hell is described here. And many more qualities are there. Krishna says, those who are demonic, Prittim cha nivrittim cha janana vidura asura na shocham na pichacharo na satyam te shuddhyate. Those who are demonic do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. Actually, in every civilized human society, there is a set of rules what to do and what not to do. But these people, demonic people, they are so uncivilized that they don't want to follow any do's and don'ts, any rules and regulations. They say that they means who? We're talking about demons. They say that this world is unreal with no foundation, no God in control. They say, means demons say, it is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. Following such conclusions, the demonic who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. They are totally bodily conscious. They have no idea of soul. That they only know how the body comes, but they don't know how the body works. Who is working within the body? Where does from where soul comes? They have no idea. Following such conclusions, the demonic who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. As we have seen that they have created havoc in society using the atomic weapons because its first thing is unbeneficial. They are doing horrible work meant to destroy the world. And why all this is happening? Because they have no intelligence. They are not civilized. They don't know what to do and what not to do. Taking shelter of insatiable lust and absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige, the demonic, thus illusioned, are always sworn to unclean work attracted by the impermanent. Where have they taken shelter? In never satisfying lust. The lust is never satisfied, and they're always too engrossed in that, absorbed in their own false pride to maintain that false pride, false prestige. They're totally illusioned, they're totally under misconceptions, and they're what things to they are attracted to? All those impermanent things which will not stay with them forever, which is with them only for a short span of time, short amount of time. Only a fool can become attached in for these temporary things. They believe who? Demons. They believe that to gratify the senses is the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus, until the end of life, their anxiety is immeasurable, bound by a network of hundreds of thousands of desires and absorbed in lust and anger. They secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. Only aim of demons' life is to satisfy the senses because they have no idea of the soul. The whole conception is that I am the body, and because the very nature of soul is to enjoy, but because they have no idea of soul, they try to enjoy with the body, and because they're enjoying with the body, they're trying to enjoy with the body. Obviously, it will bring many anxieties. Sense gratification fetches many anxieties, so and their anxieties are immeasurable, and they're bound by network of hundreds and thousands of desires and absorbed in lust and anger, and they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. Why it is said illegal means? Why Krishna is saying illegal means for sense gratification? Because sense gratification is insatiable, you cannot gratify it completely. So legal means of earning money will become short. That won't be sufficient for sense gratification. So one has to somehow or other come up with an illegal means to earn money. As you can see, the devotees who are very much satisfied with whatever little they have, They're satisfied in serving Krishna, in whatever Krishna has given them out of his kindness, mercy. They're satisfied in serving devotees. So they don't need actually to involve in those illegal means of earning money. They're doing it legally. But because for a demon, they're not satisfied with bodily gratification of senses, so they have to go for illegal means. The demonic person thinks, what is the mentality of demonic persons? Krishna says, the demonic person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more. You can see the greediness. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices, I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. Thus, perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down into hell. Self complacent and always impudent, deluded by wealth and false prestige, they sometimes proudly perform sacrifices in name only, without following any rules and regulations. Performing sacrifice for name only. In modern terms, we can say that doing some charity just for clicking photograph only, just for taking a selfie only, so that we can show to others, yes, see how charitable I am, how philanthropic I am. Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demons became envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in their own bodies and in the bodies of others, and blaspheme against the real religion. So, see, this is the situation of Hiranyakashipu. He's doing the same thing. He is envious of the Supreme Person who is situated within the heart of Hiranyakashipu also, and he's blaspheming against the real religion. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, Krishna says that I perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence into various demonic species of life. Prabhupada writes in purport that it is a fact that the demon may act according to his own whims, but his next birth will depend upon the decision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and not on himself. Where in next life that person will go who is doing demonic activities. Attaining repeated birth among us, the species of demonic life, O son of Kunti, such persons can never approach me. Gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. Now, this is important. Krishna says that there are three gates leading to this hell. What are those three gates? Lust, anger, and greed. Lust, anger, and greed. Three gates which leads to hell. Every sane man should give these up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul. The man who has escaped these three stages of hell, three gates of hell, O son of Kunti, performs acts conducive to self-realization and thus gradually attains the supreme destination. He who discards the spiritual injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination. So we can see that Krishna is describing here all those demonic qualities which we are seeing in today's modern current society. What to speak of foreign land, what to speak of foreign countries, what to speak of other countries, even in India, the great land of Bharatvarsha, the great land of devotees, where all the maximum incarnation of the Lord happened, where the great acharyas, great devotees have performed their pastimes, where the Lord has performed their pastimes. You know, in India also being affected by the foreign countries, so much demonic activities are going on. Recently, I came to know that India is the fourth largest producer of leather in the whole world. And how leather is made? Killing the animals. It's made from the skin of the animals. And slaughterhouses, only few are government, means you can say permitted by government, or you can say authorized. Otherwise, many are illegal. And the biggest, largest slaughterhouse in India, in I think I suppose Tamil Nadu, if I'm not wrong, but somewhere in South India, 1,500 animals are slaughtered every day. Can you imagine 1,500 animals every day? How much demonic activities? And more astonishing than that is, okay, these are animals, but even humans are not spared. 15.6 million abortions every year happen in India. Forget about the other countries. So taking so much innocent lives, doing so much demonic activities, how can we expect peace in the world? All those war, all those you can say diseases and pandemics, when they happen, people say, why God is so merciless? Why God is so cruel? Why God is killing us in masses, in numbers? God is not responsible for all those activities. It's us. It's our reaction. It's our karma. We are killing those all those innocent. We are taking innocent lives here. This is the reaction. War, pandemic. Nature will take revenge. Nature will revenge. So, what I am trying to say is these demonic activities, this enviousness, it's there. We can see. And we, being the product of this Kali Yuga, it's within us also. Yes, from person to person, the scale of enviousness may differ, but it's there. Yes. Now, because we are following some Krishna consciousness, we are on the process of purification. So, definitely, the enviousness is much reduced from the all those past years where we are not practicing anything, where we were not practicing anything. But we have to be careful to follow this Krishna consciousness very seriously. Because if we don't, we can see what the troubles outside world is going through. Because envy is not beneficial for anyone. It's only disastrous. So how can we help all those, Srila Prabhupada used to say, demons, or we can say people with a demonic mentality, just by giving them an opportunity to accept this Krishna consciousness. Because once this is accepted, this Krishna conscious movement is so powerful, so powerful, so powerful that this will clean all those dirty, polluted desires of our heart. So, when Hiranyakashipu is sending his men to kill all those Vaishnavas, all those people who are following Vedic culture, it's because of his enviousness. And in today's society also we can see there are people who are very much envious of the devotees. They will come up with somehow some or other plans how we can stop these devotees to practice what they are practicing, or to stop them spreading this Krishna consciousness. They will come up because of the enviousness. But still, there are few innocent people also who are not that much envious. But if we approach them, they will easily accept Krishna consciousness. Point is, if we accept Krishna consciousness, we practice Krishna consciousness, so all these impure, envious desires will slowly get cleansed away. And those Hiranyakashipus within our heart, they will destroy one day with the mercy of all merciful Shri Krishna. And Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what to speak of him, he specially came here to deliver us. Patita pavana hetu tava avatara mosama patita prabhu na paibe ara. The all munificent, merciful avatar Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who especially came here to deliver the fallen souls. Nathandas Thakur is praying that who is most sinful than me? Similarly, that should be our consciousness. Who is more sinful than me? Oh, most magnificent Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please deliver me, please purify me, so that I can serve you without any hindrances of my mind, so that I can serve you nicely, smoothly. For this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to this rotten material world. Not to kill the demons, but the demonic mentality within us. And for that, we have to chant loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This Mahamantra given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so powerful that it will cleanse all those dirt which has been accumulated on the surface of our mind from the time immemorial. For that, you have to really take shelter of the holy name. You have to really take the shelter of Shri Guru and Gauranga. You have to chant attentively. And gradually, one day, we'll be purified and will be engaged permanently in the service of Shri Guru and Gauranga, the spiritual realm. Hare Krishna. We will stop here. Granthrachian Bhagavatam ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.